Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video about the phrase limiting beliefs as it is often used in the manifesting community these days. At least it was the last time I was involved in the manifesting community in 2022. I imagine nothing has changed, and I must have just recently seen something annoying about it, or I wouldn't have felt like I wanted to make another video about it. But the phrase limiting beliefs has always kind of bothered me because it had a very kind of like a specific meaning in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up that I think was a lot more appropriate. When people used to use the phrase limiting beliefs, it wasn't in a manifesting context. It was, but it wasn't in a manifesting context. It was in more of a psychological, like psychology and therapy context. And it was just, it just referred to anything that you are thinking that is preventing you from like self-actualizing, like blossoming into your full potential. That's how it used to be used. And I would always think of it in terms of women who didn't feel like they could get into like male career areas, or that had beliefs about women as not being capable. And this was kind of like, in my experience and perception as like a child in the 80s, it was about women sort of coming into being equal or whatever, or having access to career paths if they so chose, that people didn't previously associate with being a female job. So, it would be like for somebody who really had a desire to be a doctor, but who only thought women could be nurses or something like that. It would be a limiting belief to say to yourself, well, women don't do that job, So it was like literally a belief that was limiting you from moving forward in the direction you wanted to move forward in your life, or something like that. A limiting belief would be something like, I'm not happy in my marriage, but I can't survive without a man, or something like that, which in some cases might have been more true than not. But that's another belief that, beliefs define how you experience and perceive everything, and they heavily, if not entirely, influence all of the decisions you make and about what you're going to do and everything. And so a limiting belief is something that prevents you from moving in a direction that you really feel pulled to move in, or it prevents you from making a whole series of life decisions towards getting something that you would want that you otherwise would make. And so this has gotten really bastardized, I feel like, in this manifesting community, because, all beliefs are limits. All thoughts and beliefs define things. It's how this whole illusion is being projected. It's how this whole hologram is happening. The only reason I say that with, confidence is because I had a momentary experience after ingesting a small amount of some substances last year, where I just, in my mind's eye or in my actual visual field, I don't know, I just sort of saw this thing de-render for a second, and I knew immediately that it's us that's creating this, and it's through the beliefs and thoughts that we have. And I mean, this just makes logical sense anyway. Think about it. If you were mindless and you just showed up here and you didn't know anything about it, you would just wander aimlessly. It's the judgments that you make about things. It's the definitions that you make about things that create the structure of this entire experience. I watched this video last night. I'm going to link to this guy's channel. Whatever. I'm just going to link to this video, and it'll define more it'll expound more on what I'm trying to say about your thoughts and beliefs and everything. This whole experience being mental. It's like it's not really even here. It may legitimately not even really be here. This may be a simulation. It probably is. But it's those thoughts and beliefs and things that are just, and there are so many of them that are creating everything going on. Everything. Like the things that are out there aren't even there. So when you start being told that everything that you say that has a definitive limit in it is a limiting belief, while it is a belief containing a limit because all beliefs define things, a limiting belief should be thought of more as the 80s definition. Because unless your goal is to erase this whole thing, you don't need to you don't need to pick apart and try to stop having all of your beliefs. You don't, if you currently believe there's a certain way from point A to point B for something, like you want to be a doctor. And so the way through that you're envisioning is medical school. And right now your manifestation is to like do good on the MCAT and get into a good school or something like that. And that's your manifestation. And somebody comes along and tells you that, you thinking that you have to go through med school and pass exams, and you thinking all of that is a limiting belief. You can just manifest being a doctor without doing any of that. I would take that with a very, very large grain of salt and drop it. The limiting beliefs that you have to worry about are, I'm not smart enough to do this, or, I don't come from a good enough family to belong in this profession or something. Is that even a thing? The point is that certain beliefs limit you, and other ones just create limits through which you experience the world, and they're kind of benign, or they're not something that needs to be dealt with right now. Like knocking down the limiting beliefs that you have that are preventing you from moving forward, you'll know that those are there because you'll be prevented from moving forward. So you don't have to like examine every single thing. You don't have to monitor your speech constantly to see if you're making a definitive statement. That's a way to become completely insane and to become one of these culty manifesting people that are like seem kind of creepy to me, honestly. If you find yourself constantly talking about limiting beliefs, or other, kind of like manifesty phrases, you're probably getting kind of sucked into something that you should try to extricate yourself from. Because like everything that you're going to manifest and all of this change that happens is going to happen out here in the world outside of like the manifestosphere, or whatever, online. And is any of this happening in person? It just seems like it's this online glob that people get sucked into. But anyway, the whole point of this was just to say, it's crazy making to constantly be examining every single thing you say and do and think and believe for some kind of limit. While you as the creator are limitless, the playing field here it's being created by you, and the limits you put on it are how you're going to experience it. And, you're going to have to put those limits somewhere. You're going to have to define this thing somehow if you want to experience it. So, I don't think it's reasonable to just, for most people, I don't think it's a reasonable task. It's biting off more than you can chew to try to upend every single thing and get rid of every belief and try to be like beliefless. And I feel like that's what people are constantly urged to do through the comments of others in this community. And I'm guessing that there are some people that can heavily relate to this based on comments, on my channel over the years and on Reddit. So speaking of Reddit, my subreddit is back open. Well, it's not, you can you could submit a post if you want, but I'm probably not going to approve it. It's mostly just my writing and stuff. I think there's a few other things people have submitted over the years. I think I might post some of Cecilia Hendrix. I think I might post a few things for her on there. I made a post about her a few days ago, and I'll link to her channel in the description, and you should go subscribe to her channel because she is very practical. She's a huge fan of Neville Goddard, and you know, we are really on the same wavelength with a lot of stuff. She's very manifesty, but her channel's a lot more practical. It's a lot more about, and it's so smart because it's a lot more about things you can actually do, can and should actually do that will improve your life. Little things you can do. And she talks about habit change and stuff like that. Habits are the craziest thing. It's like the part of the robot that exists almost outside of the manifestation creator. It's like you can change a lot of stuff, but man, those habits, like you have to watch out for things that are habitual and autopilot so that they don't just continuously pull you back to a different mentality. Habit change is, and if you're not into manifesting, habit change is where it's at. Creating systems and habits lead to a lot of success. And a lot of the things that you are thinking habitually are just that. They're just thoughts that have become like a habit. And you can break, you know, they create an experience that feels very real when really it's just a mechanism that's built in to humans that's working as intended, just not producing a result that you like. Did that make sense? Sometimes your experience is just a habit playing itself out. It's not anything real or meaningful or anything to, you know, put any weight on. But so, my subreddit is open. I opened the comments on there again. I'll just say this also for anybody who's still here. On December 29th, I just started feeling this pull towards something. I felt this huge energy in my mind's eye. There's just this wave of energy that just like rose from the ground into my body. And I started thinking about this channel. I thought, I wonder what would happen if I made a video every day. I wonder what would happen if I just showed up and made a video every day and just posted it, whatever it was. Because, you know, I make a lot of videos and just trash them. So I'm just like, that wasn't coherent enough. Or, you know, I don't like the way I look in that video or something like that. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I just showed up and made a video every day and posted it. Just talking through something. Because a lot of people have commented that it's the talking through things process on video that I do that is helpful and useful. Thank you to the commenter. I screenshotted your comment telling me that just that basically you worded it in the exact way that kind of, I don't know, removed the last piece of doubt for me. I started thinking, what if I just did this every day? And then a couple of other things happened and I just thought, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it. And I have felt this like tidal wave of creative energy, like access to energy. I was talking about how I had to shut the comments off because they were so depleting, even though the vast majority are positive and like it's almost like people giving me energy. I don't know, it was weird. I felt really, it just didn't feel right. All of a sudden now I feel like I have access to enough energy in a way that I didn't 2 weeks ago. And it's just like all of this, it's just like this urge to create content. I don't know how else to put it. There's like something that is trying to come through me right now. And it's kind of exciting, actually. I'm glad. I've had other periods of time where this was sort of suggested and I was just like, I don't want to. I just don't want to. Well, I want to now. So that's cool. So my subreddit is open and you can go and read stuff there and comment on it if you like. You could submit a post, but I am now the owner of manifestationmailbag@gmail.com. If you want to send a question or something like that, just something that you would want addressed on a video, send it there. If you want to just send me a personal email, you can send it to nevillegoddess@gmail.com. I will probably not respond because I get a lot of email there, and sometimes I don't even look at it for like months at a time. Maybe now I will. I have been for the last few days, but I just don't. I have a finite amount of energy that it's very energetically taxing for me to like write somebody a thoughtful email because of the focus, and I might have ADHD, the focus that it takes, and just sort of like and I don't know, it's very depleting for me to like write lots and lots and lots of personal emails. And I don't want to just send some kind of form letter reply. So if you want to send me something, you can at nevillegoddess@gmail. And tomorrow I have never addressed any of the email that has come into my email since 2020. In 5 years, I don't think. There's been a few people that sent questions, and I was like, oh, I should make a video about this. But there were a lot of questions in there, and I'm getting a lot of comments with questions, or a handful anyway, enough that these things combined, I'm going to make a video. The manifestation mailbag Monday with Maggie Murphy is coming tomorrow. I'm going to read some of those things and just talk about what they say and try to answer the questions that came in through the comments. And I haven't really looked at a lot of them. If they had a question, I just kind of breezed by it. And I can't promise I have all the answers for these things, but I have a perspective, and I'll share that, and maybe that will be useful for somebody. So that's next tomorrow. I'm going to do that right now after I go in and get my Diet Pepsi from Panera. So have a great Sunday, and everybody's going to get through 2025 and 2026. We're going to get through it to the other side of whatever the hell is happening right now. Can you feel it? I can feel it. I just feel this thing. This thing is calling me to talk right now. And the reason it's calling me to talk right now is because I don't know, dude. Something's going to happen at some point here. And I'll be here. And generally when I say, I think, did I say this already? Yes, that I was thinking about making a video every day. When I decide to do something every day, it becomes very difficult for me not to do it every day. It gets that nagging feeling if I didn't do it. Last year, I said I'm going to send an email out to my mailing list for my business. I'm going to send an email every day, and I missed 3 days. And they were on purpose, and I don't remember why. But so I hit 362 out of 365 in 2024 for that intention of doing something every day. So I don't know, we'll see how this goes. But anyway, I hope you have a great day today, and bye.